Sports is brought to you by All Out Auto Repair, home of the $46 Saskatchewan and $66 Alberta Safety Inspection. Your complete automotive repair.
And as we mentioned off the top of the cast, a tough weekend for sports in general in the region. But first off, we're going to talk about the Bobcats.
Yeah, the Bobcats really came in. This was a great season for them. Coach of the Year for Brian Curran, top goaltender for Tyler Briggs. Everything seemed to be going up and up. They faced a tough Drayton Valley side who, you can't really take anybody for granted. I knew that the Bobcats didn't, but man, oh man, they proved their worth on that day. Well, the Lloydminster Bobcats came into the postseason, as I said, with great expectations, finishing third in their division and holding home ice advantage in their first-round playoff series against the Drayton Valley Thunder. That quickly faded on Saturday night as the Cats came out flat, limping off the ice with a lackluster 5-2 loss. Yesterday, the Orange and Black tried to at least leave Lloydminster with a split. Let's go to the highlights. In the first, Bobcats were pressing, and Topher Flanagan, with a bad giveaway, sets up Tyler Helton on a breakaway with two Cats on the back. Helton goes bar down, gives the Thunder a 1-0 lead just 40 seconds in. Then on their first power play, Austin Yadlowski's shot from the point finds Francis Allaire. 2-0 on the first two shots. Bobcats applied pressure all game long, but were consistently stifled by the net being dislodged by goalie Curtis Martineau. The Bobcats fans, players, and coaches were furious, and you see it again. There's more later on with 7.5 seconds left. There is the first goal for the Bobcats. Some offense on their power plays. Josh Atkinson's shot from the point with traffic in front finds the back of the net, cutting the lead in half. Second frame, the Thunder on the power play. Corey Chisholm dumps the puck. Curtis Martineau out to play it. He can't make up his mind. Under pressure, Kyle Bowen makes him pay. But the Thunder quickly respond in the third on another power play. Helton is left alone on the doorstep with the easy put away, and with time expiring, Martineau will knock his net off once again, and he'll finally be called for a delay of game on the ensuing power play. He'll do it once again. Would you believe it? Unreal. This time, no call. Bobcats can't score and lose 3-2.
That's always frustrating when you can tell the goalie's purposely pushing the net off and whatnot. But
one time for our net, 12 for theirs. I don't know why our net didn't come off, but you know what? We didn't get it done, and it cost us when we had pressure on them. The net just seemed to keep coming off somehow.
Everybody's going to push everybody to keep fighting for this. This is a last chance for some of us, so we don't want to let it go to waste.
Now, it's been a fortnight since the Lloydminster Border Kings played a meaningful game. Last night, the Rosetown Red Wings were at the Civic for Game 1 of the Saskatchewan Senior AAA Playdowns. The Border Kings, they got off to a very good start in that first period. Travis Clayton right to Aaron Phillips. He goes top cheese. Power play marker, it's 1-0. Under a minute later, Red Wings would equalize. Carter Smith feeds J.J. Hunter in the slot. It's 1-1. Then moments later, the Wings would take the lead. Smith down that right side once again. The puck finds its way to Danny Williams. It's 2-1 Rosetown after the first frame. Let's go to that second period. Border Kings on the man advantage, and Giffen Nyren will lose the puck. Kurt Pierce is off to the races. Chris Westbloom makes the initial save, but trailer Denny Johnson puts away the rebound. 3-1 after two. Third period, more of the same. Red Wings working down low. Keegan McAvoy centering it to Jared Jagow, who comes into the frame there, 4-1. Then the Wings would get one more. Smith with the stretch pass, sending Hunter in on the breakaway. Ian McAllister trying to get back, but the puck gets by Westbloom. 5-1, Rosetown, the final.
There was a transition period, and we were aware of that, but our guy, like you say, they, Harvey stood in there, stood tall, gave us a chance to come back, and once our guys started going, they felt good and they looked good.
It's unfortunate the scoring opportunities they had, were some breakdowns that left some pretty easy goals to be scored, and we just didn't put ourselves in a position to do the same.
Got to give them credit. They outworked us. They wanted it more than us, and it showed. They worked hard for those loose pucks, and that's just what it come down to. They worked for their breaks, and we didn't work hard enough to get the breaks that we needed.
Well, here in the border city, some potential future curling stars headed to the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center to learn the sport for the very first time. Students from Rendell Park Elementary School taped up their shoes, grabbed a broom, and learned how to curl from Lloydminster Briar's representative, Scott Manners. Manners took the time this week to talk to the area kids, saying it was a similar way how he learned the sport.
Tuesday after school, and back then it was Viv Backer that taught all the youth curling. So I started when I was 11 years old, and yeah, I'm still here today.
Manners is heading to the Tim Hortons Briar in Saskatoon this weekend, hoping to end Saskatchewan's 32-year drought at the National Championship. It's been a busy month for the rookie Briar competitor, but he says this week's clinics is a priority for him.
Well, I always had a volunteer helping me how to throw and how to better myself as a player, so it's the least I could do. You know, there's a community of support around our team now, especially, you know, since we're going to go to the Briar, so this is the best way I could give back.
And Saskatchewan's first draw is against Prince Edward Island on March the 3rd. And that is your first look at sports. Now moving on, the Cold Lake Ice swept their way into the second round of the playoffs, while the Lloydminster Bandits moved on in thrilling fashion with a double overtime victory over Vermilion. The two teams renewed their rivalry as they kicked off the semifinals this weekend, with the Ice taking Game 1 4-3. Last night, Cold Lake looked to take a 2-0 lead. Moving on, let's go to the highlights. It will be the Ice who strike first as Mortensen puts it on net, and Brandon Domsley is there to cash in the rebound. The lead is short-lived as the Bandits captain Cody Saka rips one past Dustin Hyde, and boy, what a shot that was. We're squared up at ones, 11 seconds into the second. Saka with another bomb, and again he beats Hyde far side. It's 2-1 Bandits. But the Ice would respond in a big way. Zach Zeroni hammers Cody Bosch, as you see there. Then tied 2-2, a great individual effort by Jesse Gerbig, who goes 5-hole on Oborowski. The lead is now to the Ice. Now 4-2 for Cold Lake, and it's Gerbig again, catching Oborowski cheating as he goes upstairs short side, and that's the fourth goal of the period for Cold Lake. It's now 5-2, and now in the third, 5-3, and Morgan Easton meets Dennis Cadron right there on the right side of your screen. Shortly after that, Lloyd pressing defenseman Chad Crawford finds the puck in the slot but can't get it to go, and the Cold Lake Ice hold on to a 2-0 lead in the series.
Tonight we really wanted to come out and work as a team and stay disciplined, stay out of the penalty box as they killed us last night. So tonight we came together as a group, stayed disciplined, moved the puck really well, and played a solid 60 minutes.
Well, I just tried to do my job, you know, get the puck out of the zone and keep it simple, and the puck seemed to come to me, and every time I put it on net, it went in, so it was a good night for me.
Game 3 is at the Civic Center Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Now moving on to some curling, some other news as well, as we could tell you about the Universal Heat. They actually won their game, so some positive news for Lloydminster as it was a 4-1 win, and they will be up, of course. Tanner Fleck, Sean Weber got the goals for the Universal Heat, and they end up winning this one, taking the series again 2-1. They will now face the Edmonton Southside in a best-of-3 starting Saturday in Edmonton.